Hello crafty friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to take another piece of smooth white card and create a mixed media background for you. Then we'll chop it up and use it on some clean and simple cards. To get going with this one, I'm going to do some blending. I've got saltwater taffy distress oxide and a blending brush, and I'm going to blend that onto this piece of smooth white card. Nothing fancy about this card. It's from Craft UK. It's just 300 GSM, so it's fairly sturdy and can handle a bit of mixed media and water. I think my ink pad might need re-inking. It's a little dry, but that's okay. Next I'm going to add some Victorian velvet, which is a very dusky, rosy pink. This blending doesn't look particularly attractive at the moment, but fear not, it will by the time I've finished. So I'm bringing this in from all four sides. I'll go back in with some saltwater taffy. These colours work nicely together. One's quite dull and one's quite bright. You don't have to be a master blender to be able to get good results. So now I'm going to give this a mist with water and get a few larger drops too. And I'll mop up the wet ink with paper towel. So now we've got a bit of a mottled look. I'll dry that. For this next stage I'm going to use this variable circle stencil and blend through some Victorian velvet again. Maybe get some in the corners as well. And for even more visual texture, I'm going to ink up this chain link fence stamp with the saltwater taffy and stamp it over the top. I'm going to sprinkle over some opaque bright white superfine embossing powder from Wow. I haven't dried this. I haven't treated it with any kind of anti-static, anti-moisture powder. We're going to tap it quite hard to shake off excess. And now I'm going to melt that with my heat tool. So I'm really liking that. I think that has brought everything to life. I also want a bit more around and about. This is opaque bright white ultra high, so nice chunky embossing powder. I'm going to heat from underneath because if I try to heat it from the top it's just going to blow away. And as a finishing touch I'm going to spatter on some gold metallic watercolour. I think every mixed media background goes through an ugly stage, but you just have to keep going until you're happy with what you've got. So I'll let that dry on its own and then we'll make a card or two. So I'm thinking, as we've got circles on here, I'm going to cut a circle out of my background, and I'm going to take this area because we've got some mostly white circles and then we've got some partially white circles, plenty of spots of white embossing powder, a subtle hint of that chain link fence pattern here and there, so nice variation. So that's what I wanted. We've got a circle with a frame around it. I've also cut out a white frame using the same circle die, and I'm going to put this here so its centre is a third of the way down the card on this rule of thirds line here, and I've got the mostly white circles down the bottom because that's where the visual weight is. And now I've got my white frame which I will add glue to. And I'll pop that on top of the pink frame. So it's got a frame that's slightly raised up. Yep, I'm liking that. I'm going to use a couple of torn edge rectangle dies for the next card. So not circles this time. And I'm going to cut directly into the card blank. This is where having tent fold cards can come in handy because it's easier to put them through a die cutting machine this way. If you've got a bigger die cutting machine, like a Big Shot or something, then you can probably get your cards through whatever way you like, but my Cuttlebug is quite small. Now I've got another piece of card, the same type of card as my card blank, and I'm going to place that there behind my aperture. There's a slight overhang at the bottom, but I'll trim that off later. And I'm going to place a smaller torn edge rectangle die in the middle, and that's just going to cut through that piece I've just stuck behind. So now we've got a hole in our card there. It has squashed the linen texture a bit out of the front of the card, so what you might find better is to run that second piece through separately before you glue it down. But that can go behind there like that. I'll add some glue around the aperture here and place that where I want it. Again, we've got the visual weight down the bottom, and this will obviously need tidying up with an extra bit of paper or card on the back. While that dries, I'll pop a bit of sticker release paper in there so none of that glue sticks to the inside of the card. But I'm really liking the way that's looking. We've got a little bit left here. I think with some strategic placement we can get some flower die cuts out of that. So I've got a nice sort of crop there of flowers, and I'm going to add these inner bits left over to the front of another 4x6 card blank. So I'll pop that in the middle, put that in the middle there. I've got a sentiment that I've stamped and die cut out. So I'll put that on that intersection of the rule of thirds grid. I will pop a bit of card under there. So there's 2 bits of card. I'll just pop that under the foam tape to keep that sentiment level. And now I can take these flowers. I haven't shaped them. I haven't made them double layer or anything, although I might make the big ones double layer. We shall see. I'm going to add them with a bit of high-tech white glue in a tumble down the card there, starting with the larger ones and working my way down to the smaller ones. When these have dried, I can flick the petals upwards a little bit to give them a bit of dimension. Every so often I'll pick the card up and squint at it, and that will help me see where there are any gaps that need to be filled in with flowers. Any flowers that are left over I'll pop in my trash or treasure box for later. So those can go in there. And now I've got my leaves. I think I'll pick some pale ones to pop under my flowers in a few places. So I'll flick those petals up where I can. And for flower centres, I'm going to use pale gold Nouveau drops. I think that will work well with the gold spatters I added to the background. And I think I shall call that one done. Right, onto this card. I've die cut a fern out of gold foil cardstock. I'm going to add glue to the back with my glue dotter. If you want to know how to make a glue dotter, there is a video linked below. And I'm going to add that on top of this vellum fern, offset so the vellum peeks out from behind. And now I'll add glue to the back of the whole thing. And that can go, let's put it bottom right. Then we'll have the sentiment top left, diagonally opposites. So we'll put that there on that intersection of the rule of thirds grid. And again, I'll add some card under there. And before I press it down firmly, I'll make sure it's on straight. And for sprinkles on this card, I've punched out some hearts in different sizes using my little Fiskars punch. I've added some dots of matte medium. And I've used matte medium for this because the glue tends to splurt out from underneath such small shapes. And it does dry matte, so it doesn't leave a glossy smear on your card. I will mop up excess with a microfiber cloth though. As I say, I'll just mop up the excess glue with a clean bit of microfiber cloth. And before it dries, I can still nudge the little hearts exactly where I want them. And I think we'll call that one done too. For this card, I've grabbed a couple of purple and silver butterflies that I made in a previous video. I will link to that below. For my sentiment, I've die cut this really skinny, scripty font hello out of gold. I don't mind mixing my metallics. I'm happy to have gold and silver on the same card. And I'm going to put it on its outline or shadow, which I've also cut from white. So it's a very skinny font and a very skinny shadow, but it's very pretty. I think I got this from Rosie's Studio. I'm not 100% sure. Just wipe off any excess glue. I'm thinking on there like that, over the butterflies. So I'll dip the butterflies in some glue and place those. So I've now dipped the whole thing in glue and I'm going to place that there. And for butterfly bodies, I'm going to add a few drops of Gold Coast Nouveau glitter drops. So these dry clear but have a little bit of gold iridescent glitter inside, or just gold glitter, not iridescent. And I'll pop a few drops of that around as well. And that one is now done. And there you have 3 clean and simple-ish cards made with that one background. If you want to see more videos from me, then hit subscribe. Also, there'll be a couple of videos coming up on screen soon that you might like to watch. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's given you lots of ideas, and I hope to see you back here very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.